Mr. Innes-Brown, just wanted to have just to take a few minutes of your time and just talk about the role that Australia's been playing in highlighting some of the human rights abuses in Iran. And I think it's fair to say that this country has a proud history of using its role as a middle power to highlight pain and suffering and to use the diplomatic tools that we have at our disposal to put pressure on different regimes, in particular in how they treat their own people. I was just wondering if you could give the committee here just a brief update on kind of recent steps that's been taken by the Australian government and the role that we can play as a nation in highlighting some of the abuses in places like Iran and other places in the region.
Thank you, Senator. The Australian government remains deeply concerned about the human rights situation in Iran. With the advent of the Rouhani government, President Rouhani promised to implement reforms. In practice, unfortunately, we're still yet to see much change on the ground, and I can explain a bit why that is a little later. But the Australian government's been very forthright in raising our concerns about the human rights situation, as I said, both bilaterally in Tehran and in Canberra, and also in the UN General Assembly Third Committee and also in the Human Rights Council. And some of the issues that we've raised concerns about over the time, including continued use of the death penalty, including sometimes against minors, torture, the denial of a free trial, discrimination against women and girls, the persecution and ill treatment of ethnic and religious minorities, including Arab Iranians, Baha'is, Christians, Dervishes and Sufis. We're also concerned about the intimidation and harassment and arbitrary arrests of human rights defenders and political activists and journalists. We've expressed concern about the situation of prisoners of conscience, and we're also expressed concern about restrictions on civil and political rights. As I said, we've been raising these issues in appropriate fora. Bilaterally, our embassy on the 1st of September this year raised general human rights issues with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, including the situation of minorities and also the situation of a desecration of a cemetery of a group in Shiraz. The new Iranian ambassador to Canberra made a call on me in August, and in his introductory call I underlined to him the importance that the Australian government and the Australian community attach to human rights issues in Iran. And also in multilateral fora, most recently on the 16th of September 2014, Australia delivered a statement in the UN Human Rights Council, and it again noted some of the concerns about the human rights situation that I sketched out a minute ago. So I can assure you it is an issue on our agenda.